Is that a good angle? I don't know. A better angle? Are we doing good here? Are we live? Hi guys! Welcome to my first live. I was supposed to do this. Actually, I'm going live on TikTok at the same time. Hold on. If you're feeling extra fatigued right now, okay, we're gonna do a double live today. This is so cool. Hold on, hold on. There we go. We're doing a double live today. Why does the TikTok live look a little bit brighter? Why is this one looking a little darker? Let's see if we can move this. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. But we're gonna do our best here. The way that this took me so long to get into, and I don't even know where to start because I'm just so excited that I figured this out. So, oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. You know what? Let's take a deep breath. I'm just gonna take off my glasses because, yeah, that's better. The reflection kind of bothers me whenever I see someone with reflection. But this is your morning. It's not the morning, it's like the afternoon. Whenever this message is meant to find you is when it is for you, whether you're watching this as a replay on live right now, or if this is reaching you before bed in the morning. Let's clear out the energy. I had a dream where I missed my flight. And I was asking my higher self, like, what does this dream mean? I was doing all the dream journaling and I got some notes here and that inspired today's reading. So the collective energy I'm picking up for you right now, if this message is meant for you, then you are about to amaze yourself. And I want to show you guys, your dreams will come true in August or whenever this is finding you, right? I'm seeing that you've entered like this manifesting portal, 1111, 1111. And 1111 isn't just a twin flame number. It's a number for people who are really stepping into a new identity, finding their true path in life, and regaining control and having more options in your life. So, not only are you about to amaze yourself in this month, I'm seeing that this message was meant to find you before your new life starts. And with you missing this like airplane, right? Like I just keep seeing someone either having like an airplane ticket delayed or something like that, something that's just out of your control. Maybe you just woke up late. It almost feels like things have been passing you by, and Spirit is saying delays are alignment in disguise. So if you've been feeling really delayed or held back, or you feel like you're going one step forward, three steps backwards, all of these delays are in alignment with your purpose, with your soul remembrance, is what I'm hearing. This is a collective that is your soul is craving like-minded souls and like-minded experiences and connections. This is a collective who is working on their new identity, and part of that is calling in your most aligned soul family, whether that's soulmates or twin flames. For a lot of you, I'm seeing a lot of movement coming in after a period where you felt really stuck or you felt in limbo, is what I'm seeing. You kind of surrendered. It got to the point where you were like, you know what, I don't even know what else to do about this. I think the best thing to do is to just let things flow. And Spirit is saying you're really reconnecting. It's like you went through this era where things were really difficult and you felt like you needed to be really disciplined. You felt like you were being almost punished by the universe. And now Spirit is saying, okay, you learned from that. Now we're stepping into a new era where your new identity is of ease and flow, alignment. I'm hearing like new era of love, right? where this new identity is really aligning you from a place of love. And what I mean by that, what Spirit is saying, and I'll pull some cards too. The Spirit is saying, I love how like the King of Swords is here because the King of Swords is very stoic. Healed King of Swords energy is very much an energy of someone who is balanced head and heart, right? Sometimes our mind makes us overthink. So you may be overanalyzing a situation or hitting the same wall. And what you're not realizing is that you felt like you had to go through this one path or this one obstacle, right? And things didn't turn out the way you thought they would. I'm also hearing revealing, so truths are being revealed. The only way to find that true alignment is to listen to your heart, but sometimes the heart can be clouded by emotions, by thoughts, by core beliefs that we need to clear out. So what you just released has been a big clearing out, is what I'm hearing. Spirit is saying, yep. Seven of Cups, options, and the Lovers, love embodiment. I love the confirmations. And the Lovers is a major arcana. This is represented by the number six. And six is a very like community building, loving, caring energy. And that's what you're embodying right now. But it starts within. I also feel like somebody has been showing you their true colors where you thought you were gonna be. It's like there was this shift. There was a shift that you could not like, yeah, the laser alignment in disguise. Okay, so what I wrote down here is no more stalling. Your life is not on hold. What you want is already yours to begin with. I'm seeing I'm seeing situations where people have been revealing their true selves. It's almost like you were manifesting from this place of ego and conditioning. And I don't know if you've ever felt this way where you like manifested something you wanted. Like maybe you manifested a new job and then 3 months in you're like, I hate my life. Why have I lost the joy and the passion for this? Right? And then you feel like you start illuminating cracks in the foundation of the company, the people around you. You're like this light. And people really envy that. People get really affected, almost like even resentfulness towards you because of the way you're able to speak your truth, because of the way you're able to feel so much. There are some signs I'm getting. Some of you could be experiencing glitches, flickerings of lights. Some of you could be experiencing, I'm getting algorithm changes, being pushed towards different parts of yourself. Like maybe, you want to decide on like what exercise routine you should start. And then all of a sudden your algorithm is all like Pilates, right? Something like that, where you are asking for signs and spirits giving you very specific signs, especially to where you're going to be. The spirit is not going to send you, so your angels know where you hang out. And if you hang out on the internet like 12 hours a day, go check your screen time. Go check your screen time. If you are on the internet 12 hours a day or more or less or whatever it is, your signs are going to come through there. And I always say this, I feel like the algorithm is the internet itself is like ancient alien technology, right? It's very divine. And it shows us things when we're meant to see them. In the beginning, the internet was very like mainstream, very just driven by certain things. You couldn't really curate things, right? And then the algorithms changed. And now we're to a point, especially with TikTok, that the algorithms kind of do really show us what we're interested in, what we need to see. A lot of people have discovered spirituality or even my own tarot readings through the algorithm, where they were like, I never was into tarot readings. And then all of a sudden your readings start making sense and I'm, diving into this whole part of myself. There are like little nudges and signs and pushes that spirit has been kind of showing you. I wrote down some other signs here. Oh, yes. You're being pushed to take care of yourself. I'm also seeing either like emotional eating, almost like this, there's like loss of appetite or you doing things. Like if you used to be an emotional eater, emotional eating, and then it not giving you the same satisfaction it used to. Or you changing your lifestyle a little bit, and then, the one day you don't go on a walk, you're like, what am I doing? I don't even feel good staying here and scrolling. So making these changes and actually being pushed to integrate and to have consistency in your life. That's part of your new identity that's coming through. And with the lovers, I feel like there was a release in love, there was a release in lessons, and Spirit's like you have more options than you think. There's something about this collective that is like very, you just tune out. You're learning to just tune things out. Like you may have really been a people pleaser and overgiver. You may have even triggered other people through your light and just through you being you. And Spirit is like, you know what? You actually have more options and more control than you realize. But you needed to let go of control. You needed to let go of, you needed to release these core beliefs, this old programming that was keeping you feeling unseen and unheard and feeling stuck, right? You needed to let go of these things in order for you to now be in this overflow, abundant, new energy. There's just a fresh start coming through for you because you are the catalyst. And spirit is really moving you. I feel like you're in a situation that feels toxic and it was revealed to you that you could no longer stay here where you are, whether that's work or home or a family dynamic. And spirit is telling me that they're gonna move you. So don't you worry, you're not gonna be stuck there for too long. I just see someone asking their angels, like, please get me out of this place, whether it's an emotional block or a physical one. I see you just bulldozing through blocks and honestly not even hitting that wall anymore because you're realizing you could turn around and have three more paths open. But getting clear on what you wanted, you had to, Spirit was like, we had to kind of show you these little previews, these sneak peeks of what your life could be. We had to let you manifest from your ego so that you could realize that that's not where you wanted to be in the first place. That's why the magic always felt like it didn't last. That's why people and places and even careers, all these changes were happening. And you just, for a moment, it gave you peace. But then you realized, right, the true colors came out and you were like, oh, I understand now why that could not last in my life. So that now, as you're stepping into this new identity, things are going to be long lasting. You're switching into long term manifesting, right? Things that are meant for you will never miss you. But sometimes the path to get there, we kind of become almost like, why is this happening to me, right? And then that's where the reframing, where the rewiring really starts. And I feel like you're a catalyst to the people around you. Maybe you were the first one to move out of a toxic home, or you were the first one to speak about work, about an unfair treatment, right? You were the first one in a friend group to call that toxic friend out, right? You were the first one in the relationship to walk away. I just see you being really good at walking away from situations that are just not aligned. And even though it's been painful, it's almost like you really give people those second chances. You're so good at giving people and yourself those second chances that by the time that you do walk away, you're like, you left me no choice. I had to walk away. I gave you so many chances, you know. And for others of you, you're being released by things you thought were going to be permanent in your life, things that you poured your heart into. And even though it hurts and you may not understand right now why that didn't work out, spirit is saying you are on your way. You are on your way. I'm getting confirmation here from it's a song. First of all, I'm getting Lonely by Akon. So kind of turning around and realizing maybe you're going through a breakup, maybe you're going through a significant shift or change. And Spirit's like, it's okay. Like that was meant to happen in that way for you. And then the other thing I'm getting is a song by Dua Lipa. It's called These Walls. And she talks about how she was in this toxic relationship, and even though they promised that they would stay with each other forever, the relationship just wasn't working. They kept hitting that wall. And the metaphor there is she's personifying her walls of the home that they shared. And she's like, if these walls could talk, they would tell us to break up. Something in your life is fading. And for some of you, it's like you're trying to cling on. For others of you, you've learned the lesson that you don't need to cling. You don't need to beg. You don't need to be loud or repetitive to be seen or heard. You're allowed to be who you want to be, and you're allowed to realign and change. Okay, guys. Wow, that's just a lot. That's a lot. And if you're ready to step into alignment, just go ahead and comment, leave me a little reply. I'm ready to step into alignment. 11:11. We're stepping into alignment. We're stepping into parts of our lives where we have options. Yeah, the moon. A lot of it is still kind of murky. You're still kind of like, I'm hearing loose ends, like tying up loose ends. With the moon card, I'm seeing it's almost like this initiation. You're really just kind of like maneuvering this like foggy lake, or like, when you're driving in the fog, if you live in a tropical climate, sometimes you wake up early and it's really foggy, and you start to kind of go slower. You know where you're going. You're used to this, right? That's your slow remembrance. But it can be scary because you're like, oh my god, it's so like foggy and unclear, but I have to get to where I'm going. Nothing's gonna stop you because you need to go fuck in, or you need to go, get those groceries or do what you need to do. That's why you're driving. You have that purpose. You have to drive. It just feels a little foggy right now. It feels a little foggy, and Spirit's like, that's okay. Let's enjoy the slower pace. Let's enjoy the delays. Let's enjoy the building up phase. Because you deserve that grace. You deserve that space. You deserve to care for yourself the way that you care for others. I'm hearing like rebirth, like intense rebirth energy for you. Wow. And even like as I'm looking through my notes, I'm hearing like a slower life, like a farm life. I'm hearing animals are significant. Yeah. Somebody could be seeing a lot of like signs through animals. I'm getting like birds specifically. Owls could be significant. Some of you are getting flamingos, like a colorful animal. That pink energy is that divine feminine energy, the love embodiment that you're manifesting. Let's actually grab a few more cards here and see spirit. What else? Yeah, you're the hermit. Yeah, it's like you're being isolated on purpose, is what spirit is saying. Let's actually grab a divine truth card. I kind of want to see like what are you really meant to do right now? Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Let's see. It can be hard to trust when you're trying to aim and shoot through the fog. Frogs can be significant. Somebody could be getting a lot of animal like signs are coming through. Spirit's like, you don't even see this coming. You have no idea what is to come. Yeah, the 3D. A lot of you have been doing the inner work. I see that you've really been healing deeply, a lot of inner child healing, getting animal planets. So the collective I'm picking up on is very connected to Earth and very like concerned. There's something about your soul that makes me feel like you care for those who cannot care for themselves. You feel things so deeply. You could align with being a soul or an empath or starseed. There's something about the 3D plane that has really tested you, where you were like, I don't even think I belong here. I'm like, universe, why is everything feeling so hard? And spirit's like, you're stepping into this new identity where things are no longer going to feel difficult. Things are aligning perfectly for you. I'm also seeing like I'm like the peace sign here, like you kind of piecing out of things gracefully, and spirit really gonna triggers over you with this one. Some of you released a situation with somebody, or maybe with multiple people, where they tried to keep the peace on a surface level, and you realize that you are in a phase in your life right now where you don't want to keep the peace for surface level things. If you're hurt, you want to say that you were hurt. You want to feel the feelings. You're realizing that feeling is a gift. You don't have to numb yourself. You don't have to hide. You don't have to belittle your situations for other people. Like very triggering situations that you've been releasing, and you're being rewarded in the 3D because you've done that inner work. What else is coming through? Yeah, power couple. Some of you guys are really through this releasing, reframing what you actually care for and value in partners and soul family. Not just like soulmates and twin flames, right? I'm talking about like you really surrounding yourself with the people that are going to propel you forward, that are going to teach you things. It's like you're ready to learn deeper truths. You're no longer going to stall or pretend just to keep the peace. And whoever is doing that, you're realizing it's not your job to heal them. It's not your job to, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, you know? Also, you're heavy protection. I'm getting Archangel Michael and Gabrielle coming through. I never channel Archangel Gabrielle. So that's a very specific message for some of you. They're helping you kind of clear out these emotional debts that you have so that as you're stepping into alignment into this new identity, I feel like you're already in it, right? You've already been getting signs that things are turning around. You're already getting this motivation back. It's like, don't worry if you're late. Like, I was supposed to go on live at like 11 today. It's like 1:30. The reason I took so long is because I was setting up my camera to go live on YouTube, because this is something I've always wanted to do, is to go live on both platforms. And I almost said to myself, I'll do it tomorrow. And guess what? That kind of mentality has been something that my mom passed down to me. So that's the inner child work that I had to do. I had to stop myself and be like, it's okay if I'm late to my standards, as long as I get it done. Like, perfection is truly fear, right? It holds you back. Just because you didn't get to do something at the time you thought you were going to do it doesn't mean that it's not aligned for you and that things can't still work out in your favor. And that was just an example. And I recently had that talk with my mom where I was like, something that you taught me that was toxic, because she was doing this. She was like, oh, when I come back from this trip, then I'll start my business. Then I'll learn this language. Then I'll do this. I'm like, Mom, you always do that. And I had to learn, and I'm still learning to get out of that, because I saw you do that constantly throughout my life. So that's like self-sabotaging habits that it was crazy that we had that moment. And she was like, you're right. But I think past us would have argued about it, whereas that was the moment to bring it up. And it wasn't meant to push her to do anything it was more to kind of teach her, your actions affect us in ways that you didn't realize. Because maybe you grew up in a family, I grew up in a Hispanic family where it was really drilled in to not do what your parents did, and that your parents already sacrificed so much for you by coming to this country or by immigrating. And so you have to surpass that and not let these sacrifices go to waste. And part of this, the reason I'm bringing this up, not just because it's something that I've been shaking off, I feel like a lot of you could resonate with this, but it's like you're realizing that you don't want to live your life for other people's dreams. You no longer want to manifest based on what other people have conditioned to force on you to believe is true, that will bring you happiness. And I feel like this isn't just a Hispanic thing. I feel like parents constantly are forcing dreams on you and making children do things that they would do themselves. And you have to call these things out. That's why you're the catalyst. You could be black sheep in your family. You could be the outsider. You're going through this period where you are being isolated. We got the hermit, right? But the reason you're being isolated is so that you could have the space to grow and care for yourself without distractions. No more distractions. No more setbacks. The truths that are being revealed right now, Spirit is saying, believe it. If someone is showing you who they are, believe it. That doesn't mean that that the love still isn't there, that maybe there isn't a way to rebuild. That could totally be possible. But you're the catalyst for a reason. You're supposed to step out. And your alignment, your light, you stepping out and caring for yourself and learning these deeper truths, you're going to lead just by example, just by existing. You don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to constantly show up. You don't need to constantly lead this horse to water and tell it to drink. It's up to the horse whether it wants to drink or not. Actually, an example I'm getting is, this is interesting. Sharks and whales will tend to beach themselves when they know that they're sick. And sometimes as humans, we're like, oh my gosh, like the shark is, at the shore, or the whale or the dolphin or whatever. Like we should carry it back into the ocean. And sometimes you'll find that you'll come back and the shark will be right back where it was, right? So it's kind of that example. It's like you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what their intentions are. And Spirit is saying sometimes it's better to not intervene and to let them learn their own lessons. Because you don't know what their purpose is, or what lessons they're meant to learn. So it's really about letting go of that control and trusting your own path. And it feels like this collective has really been like wired into self-sacrifice and people please and overgive for others. And that's the rewiring that's happening. Is you don't have to feel guilty just for not giving everything you have to others. You don't have to feel guilty because they failed and you could have helped them. Some people don't want to be helped. Some situations don't want to be helped. Some companies don't want to be helped. You don't know what their true intentions are. Maybe you're trying to make change in your company and you don't even realize that the higher ups are selling that company and they don't really care what happens to it because they're making their profit. And whatever change you instilled will just be completely wiped clean by the next company that will come through. So Spirit's like, stop wasting your gifts and your talents and your time and your energy, your values. Stop wasting your life on things that don't want to be helped, don't want to be changed. Release and reconnect. That's the phase you're in right now. You're releasing so that you can reconnect with yourself. Yeah, perception. Sometimes what you perceive is not what the reality is. It's all about perception. And I see that people from your past may be reflecting on how you helped them. I'm seeing someone that you released specifically. It could be family, it could be romantic, it could be both. Things are happening. A lot of times we're not dealing with just one thing. We're dealing with domino effects or multiple things at once. And I'm seeing that there were two big releases that you had recently where those people are looking back and they're like, wow, I'm so sorry for not seeing your work. I'm sorry for not seeing what you were trying to tell me. And those people are lonely, but they don't have the emotional maturity or the experiences that you have to be able to move forward right now, to be able to really integrate. And it's like they can't go where you're going. That's why Spirit had to show you their true colors so that you could release that without feeling guilty, without going back and giving them their space to grow. Again, that doesn't mean that you won't reconnect in the future. It just means that right now your paths are being severed, and that's okay. I have one more message. And if you are on live, we are going to do personal readings after this. And to get on my list, you have to go on my website, soledadtarot.com. There's a link in my bio, and you guys can get on the list and get a mini personal live reading. The readings do start at $11. They go up to $25. I already saw some notifications, so I got you. We're going to get the list ready once the collective portion is done. So I'm excited for that. Let me actually put the volume down because I'm playing like this music with like little birds and healing sounds. So it just helps me a lot, spiritual detox. Wasn't I getting that flamingo-y color? Take a spiritual bath, go to the ocean, find ways to ground yourself, lay out in the sun, get some sun codes in, get some vitamins in. There's something about going through a big detox for you. I'm getting slow mornings, so something about getting back into a routine. Remember, delays are alignment in the skies. I'm getting baby chickens, like something is hatching, but the conditions had to be right in order for the baby chick to hatch. That could resonate with some of you. Let me grab one more message here. Irresistible. Yeah, you're becoming irresistible to your manifestations. Good times. Yep, good times are coming for you. You're doing a lot of inner child and inner teenager healing right now. And I'm seeing that you could You could be just feeling down in the dumps and feeling like there's so much heaviness and so much depth of emotion that you've been avoiding. That's why it's coming up now to be healed. Is this wound, this karma you've been carrying. And believe that the people you've let go and released, they're getting their karma for what they did to you. So spirit's like, don't even worry about that. That is being taken care of. For you, we want you to focus on you because you're becoming this version of yourself that is irresistible. Something about attention too. Some of you could be giving a lot of attention for your work. Soon, it's like you're glowing. There's something unique about your light. You could be wanting to change your hair, or you could be wanting to really focus on your health. There's something for all of the above. And Spirit is saying you're realizing that the energy is more important. Your energy is more important. That's why rest is productive, right? Because your energy is more important than the work itself. The energy is what really brings in the manifestations. And so you protecting your energy and detoxing spiritually, physically, releasing these connections that are not aligned and taking the truth when it comes out to face value. When you start doubting yourself, that's the lie. The clarity is the truth. The clarity that you received is the truth. I see you going back and forth. That's why we keep bringing this up. What is the divine truth there? What does your higher self want you to know about that? These situations, these people that you're releasing. What does your higher self want you to know? Focus on your career. Focus on building stability for yourself because that is their medicine. Your healing is their medicine. My focus has always been my career. I'm trying to provide the life that you deserve. Your healing is their medicine. Give yourself the life that you deserve. Build it, whether they come back or you attract more aligned people, you're not going to be alone forever. And right now, the isolation is meant for you to heal, for you to have space for yourself. Yeah. And those people you release, as you're healing, your own heart space will call them back to you. It'll be higher versions, right? Versions that are meant to rise with you. I know that we belong together. There's a higher purpose for our connection. Whoever you're letting go of right now, they feel unsafe and they have these big reactions that hurt you and hurt them, right? We're not going to sugarcoat it. This is the truth. They hurt you because they were hurt, because they did not feel safe. So they made you feel unsafe. So they reacted in ways that they regret or feel guilty over. Their higher self knows that even if their human self isn't able to fully come through with those apologies, and honestly, this might be a little bit triggering, their silence was the closure. Their silence was your closure. You don't need them to come through. You don't need to have any more negative experiences. You don't need to step right back into that cycle in order for you to get the closure that you're seeking. You give that to yourself. You forgive others for yourself, not for them. You may have already forgiven them, but you're still kind of processing what happened. They need to focus on building safety for themselves through their career, through their education, through whatever it is that they're working on, through their therapy, whatever, right? And so do you. That's why you aligned. The mirror wasn't meant the mirror wasn't meant to stay. The mirror was just meant to show you parts of yourself, the shadows. That's the higher purpose, truly. Okay, let's get one final message. Someone felt like you didn't care, but it's not that you didn't care. It's that you stopped aligning with the part of you that was overgiving. You stopped aligning with the part of you that betrayed yourself. You were like, I'm no longer self-sabotaging. I'm no longer betraying myself to make others feel comfortable. Yeah, you were done chasing. Chaser, I don't want to chase anymore. Because you know that you're worthy. You know that you're capable. You know that you have value. You know that your work is impactful, that your energy is necessary and needed. You know the value you bring. I'm getting like 2020 could be significant. That's like a big manifesting portal for a lot of us. That's where a lot of the shifts started. So 2020 could be significant. But I'm also seeing seeing like a new vision. Maybe some of you are getting new glasses. I got new glasses, but there's something about like vision coming through. Hold your vision. Hold your vision. It's coming. Things that felt impossible are now going to start coming in with ease into your life. The ease and the flow is like the main message for you. Yeah, peace and contentment are coming to you. Protect your peace. That's really, if you chose to protect your peace and you left with no explanations, you stopped chasing, you stopped overgiving, you stopped self-sabotaging, this is your sign that you did the right thing. You did the right thing. Let's grab a few more messages here. Spread your wings. Yes, it's time to spread your wings. You know, sometimes you're a baby bird in a nest. Okay? You're a little baby bird in a little nest. And your mama just kicks you, or your sibling gets into a fight with you and you fall off the nest. And Spirit is saying, it's okay. Falling is scary, but it actually, the time span between falling and flying is not that long. It feels scary and intense in the moment, but now you get to fly. Now you don't have anything holding you back. Now you don't have to look back, right? So take that to face value. Take those behaviors and those releases as a way for you to finally escape without feeling guilty for it. And celebration. Good times come from hard work. Time is spent in good company. So Spirit's like, it's time for you to lock in. It's time for you to really hone in. Whatever you're working on, whatever you're desiring to evolve into, evolution. Yeah, that's what Spirit is saying. Spirit is saying we're not we're not stuck. We're evolving. You're evolving. You're not stuck. You're evolving, and we're like as a collective. So you're not the only one going through this, but for this collective, I'm saying that you're learning how to really be confident in yourself, how to choose yourself, and something about resources keeps coming through, Spirit. What are you trying to tell me about resources? Resources to freedom and growth, options. We did get that 7 of Cups right here. Learning what you actually want. You're realizing you have more options available to you. Yeah, I'm seeing that you're realizing that fame and money, those are all just resources. If you want notoriety or awards, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest for yourself, leadership positions, new skills, all these things are resources. They're just resources. You can tap into those resources because they're available to everybody. And even though life has felt unfair, and if nobody has ever told you this, your soul did not come here to survive. It's like this collective is getting out of a really heavy survival mode. Like you felt like you were born to survive. You felt like you were born to take out other people's fires, to keep the peace. And Spirit's like, no, the only peace you need is your own. The only peace you need to protect is your own peace. Your soul did not come here to survive. It came here to thrive. And that's this new era that you're stepping into. I'm going to grab one more message, and then we're going to get straight into the personal readings. How exciting. And I will put on my glasses for the personal readings because I will need to see. I will need to see. So. I wonder how many people we have on YouTube. I have not checked at all. Wow, 38 minutes. What's been my YouTube number? I'm number 38. I'm seeing that everywhere. Okay. Denial. Yep, that's your message. It's your final warning from your higher self. Be careful of being in denial. Remember, the clarity is the truth. The doubt is the lie. Failure to accept the situation, unhealthy cycles or addictions. Don't step back into that cycle. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Believe that that is their truth. That is the truth of the situation. And believe that that cycle will repeat unless you break out of it. Okay? If you're having trouble identifying cycles, that's why I have my karmic soul prep meetings, to help you identify these lessons and break out of them so that you can step into your new identity with confidence, so that you can see all the options that are available to you. Yeah, you're overcoming the obstacles. So be careful. Enough is enough is what your higher self said. You've had enough. It's time to move forward. Okay, wow. That was your collective reading. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a really powerful one. Let's start getting the list ready for those of you getting past life connections. That could be significant too. But for those of you that have been wanting the personal readings, let me put on my glasses. I'm going to do another reading tomorrow. But we're going to get into the personal readings. If you want to get on the list, you do that through my website. And just let me know that you paid so that we can get you on the list. I did not eat today, so forgive me for the pausing. I was trying to figure out this camera thing all morning, and that's why. That's why that's not on, you know? Oh, hi, you guys. I did see a PayPal. Did someone do Cash App? Let me know. Oh, thank you. Thank you, B. I feel like I changed the lighting and now it complements my skin better. So maybe that's what it is. Okay, so let me start building the list. I'm going to pause the live on TikTok, but I'll still be live on YouTube. So the replay will be on YouTube now. Isn't that awesome? And soon we'll get Instagram in here. I'm just still trying to figure that out, but I'm kind of done with the collective part. Let's get into the personal readings. I love this part. I love getting to connect with you guys. I'm going to start building out the list so you'll know when it's your turn. It's first come, first serve. You can DM me your question if you don't want me to say certain things. And yeah. So let's start with the list, you guys. All right. So I'm going to check Cash App. So let me pause here for a second. Let's see. Nope, didn't get anything through Cash App. And okay, we're back. Let me know where you guys paid. If you chose Cash App or Apple Pay or debit credit options. I'm gonna start. I saw some people through PayPal. I didn't get anything through Cash App. So make sure you're using the right one. It's this Cash App and it's under Brenda. And let's see. Okay, so I do see the PayPal ones. Let's start there. I need my password. Hold on. 1 second, you guys. And now that I have everything set up, tomorrow we'll come in earlier. We'll probably be in at like 10:30. So that's exciting. Yeah, I got your PayPal. Awesome. It's Tyrone. I guess I'll just call you Ty. That's your username. So yeah, you got the $25 option. So that's up to 2 questions. And let me know what your questions are. I'm gonna just cleanse the cards really quickly and we'll get into it. And Judy, I haven't received payment, so let me know what method you chose so that we can get you tapped in here, but I have not got anything. Maybe let me refresh. Nope, just Ty. Oof, okay. So you and your ex gonna get back together. Let's do it. Here. So Actually, I'm gonna grab this. Because this is my brujita vibes. And this helps me replenish my energy. I didn't do the divine code stack, but I really wanted to. Maybe next time. How did she feel about you? Got you. Really good questions. Let's get into it. Let me just cleanse this. I'm actually going to use rose quartz to cleanse the decks today. And it's a love relationship reading, so this is the perfect crystal to use. Let me grab the other decks because we will definitely be grabbing you some oracle cards. Yeah. Hello. I haven't really checked in with the chats on YouTube, but thank you. Hi, I see you. Hello. So now the list is open. You could be next. Just if you want to get in, it is through my website, solartarot.com. It's linked in my bio. So yes, Irene, if you'd like your question answered, you can purchase a reading through my website. There are $11, $17, and $25 options. And once you purchase, just let me know what you chose, if you chose to pay through PayPal or Cash App or whatever it was for you, and we'll get you on the list. But just come back on here and let me know you paid because I don't get notified. So, yeah. That was a good collective. Okay. Let's do a quick little cleanse. Okay. And I feel like we can stream from different platforms through OBS. I think we can. So we're gonna figure it out. We're slowly getting it all together. I'm gonna pull the tarot first. And for Ty, you wanted to know the feelings, but you also had another question. That was your second. Okay. And if you guys are gonna get back together. So we're gonna do two little piles for you. We'll grab you some oracles. I'm just gonna take a deep breath and kind of call in the energies. Okay. Ooh. Wow. These cards wanted to come out. So let's see. All these cards came out in reverse. Ten of Swords, the Fool. Okay, and these were meant to come out in reverse. It is not looking that good, I'm not gonna lie. Princess of Swords, the Lord of Strength. Let's see, actually, we're gonna do something. How did we end up like this? We're actually gonna do something. I'm gonna kind of mix these up a little bit since these are the 4 cards I wanted to come out for you. And I wanna know if they were meant to come out in reverse or not. I have a feeling most of them, yes, but we're just gonna kind of twist them up a little bit. I'm not even gonna look. We're just gonna drop them. All right, let's see. What's the order here, Spirit? Okay, that makes sense. This one still came out in reverse. Reverse. So just one that came out upright. See, I felt like there was one upright in there. Okay. The rest are still reversed. And let me grab you the oracles and we'll get into the reading. Something that that needed to end, and the Fool. Five of Wands is also like karmic entanglements or somebody like interfering with the connection. And like third parties doesn't mean unfaithfulness. It can literally be like distance or a job or family or friends or feeling overwhelmed by many other things. It could also be like arguments, petty things. Lord of Strife is the Five of Wands. And then let me grab you a Divine Truth card. Let's see, you guys. Head over heart, Divine Feminine. So your person definitely feels like you had a very healing energy. Why does it feel like someone was running or holding back? There's an avoidant energy coming through. Oh my gosh, my eyes itching. Okay. With the Five of Wands, I'm seeing like a lot of arguments with like energy around them. That's a karmic entanglement card. This is almost like a domino effect. Like maybe you say something that isn't meant to be a big deal, but somebody takes it the wrong way, or your person talks to someone else about it and they're like, you should not take this lightly. Five of Wands. It's funny because it's 155 right now, so 555. Change. Something changed here. And the Princess of Swords in reverse. I'm actually going to cover that because, we can't be showing breast on here. But with the Princess of Swords, this is almost giving like Page of Swords energy, like someone being really immature, emotionally immature, or their thought process is immature. The Ten of Swords in reverse is like the cutoff game is strong, like something that needed to end, something that had to break, like cutting your losses. Hearing fated to end. And the Fool came out in reverse. Let's actually grab a message from my book because the Fool is a major arcana. So that's giving like like a layered message is coming through. Maybe a big shift that needed to happen. I'm getting blonde hair. Someone could be blonde, someone in your energy. I just keep hearing blonde. And whenever I think of blonde, I always think of like Archangel Gabriel or Archangel Uriel because they're usually depicted with blonde hair. Could be an angel around you as well. Very specific. Some blonde hair. Blonde. That makes sense. All right. Spirit was very clear with that message. Spirit is saying right now it's not looking good for reconciliation just because like the analogy I'm getting is like don't quit your day job. Like this connection may feel more of a fantasy right now. You guys may not have the tools to keep it together. The love could be there, but the tools necessary to keep the relationship going, to keep it stable, and to make it something that is aligned for both of you where you're at right now is not there. It still needs time to breathe and grow. We have how did we end up like this? Holding back, I should have expressed myself better. Divine Feminine. You're a goddess who healed me and transformed me to my higher self. So this connection was almost meant to be a catalyst for both of you, almost like a launching pad to grow. But I'm just seeing deep-seated wounds that came out. Head over heart. Yeah. Somebody here was a little bit cold and not really sure how to express themselves. There's something about not sharing the full truth or not being completely vulnerable, being afraid of that. And maybe this pullback was the shift where you were like, everything was fine, so why did you pull back? Why? And the mental pain, yeah, it's just there's just a maturity here. Head over heart. The heart says yes, but the mind says no. And this person really was a mirror for you. So this connection was meant to help reveal wounds. I just keep hearing the word wounds. There's a deep wound here that was revealed. We are mirroring one another, and I'm raising my vibration to match yours. So not complete. I would say like 80-20 right now. There's like a 20% chance of reconciliation, but the 80 is like all the work that needs to be done in order for this to come through. And spirits, like, be careful of manifesting each other and just having the wound become deeper, like continuing to, yeah, be careful. Stepping out of the cycle is going to be important for this connection. But that was your reading, my love. I hope that resonated. I feel like their feelings are still really muddled. Like, they really want to understand themselves a little bit better, and that's the block here. They don't really know what they want. How can they tell you how they feel when they don't even know how they feel themselves? They're like having inner conflicts and battling. And maybe they go and ask for advice from others, and it just doesn't, it just gets even more confused, you know? So, yeah, that was your reading. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I hope I gave you insight. Has anyone else gotten on the list? Oh, I do see someone did. Let's see. Here we are. Kristen, can it be? Of the $11 reading? Let me know if you're here, if you just purchased the reading. Okay, Kiwi, yeah, that's you. Do I continue? New person. Okay, so do you want to do a quick yes or no? Or do you want to get oracle guidance? Because the $11 reading only covers either oracle cards, or you could do a quick yes or no. Yes or no, got you. Okay, let's clear out the energies here. Let me put you on the list. If you guys are paying through Cash App, I don't get notified. So if you did submit payment, please let me know, because I can't see that. I only see all the other payment options. I can check really quickly. So if you feel like I'm skipping you or not paying attention, just let me know so that I can get you on the list. And I put little hearts next to your name whenever I do the reading. So that's what I'm doing here. All right. Do you guys hear that? The thunder. Into it. Let's actually clear this stuff out. You're a commercial, so we're gonna clear that out. Okay, root chakra healing music, why not? Removing fear and anxiety, connecting with yourself and the universe. All right, I'm game. All right, Kristen. Let's just clear out these energies. And we'll do the quick yes or no. I'm thinking of getting a yes or no deck. I've been looking at a lot of different decks lately to kind of upgrade and just, bring in some fresh energy for the readings, some fresh messages. And that's one of the decks I might get to make this process maybe a little bit more insightful and give you guys more value. But the way that I do my yes or no's now is I will mix up the tarot deck. And if the card comes out in reverse, it's a no. If it comes out upright, it's a yes. Do a quick cleansing here. Cleanse with the crystal. Okay. Sound cleansing. Alrighty then. And then yours is a quick yes or no. Okay. So do I continue starting with this relationship with this new person? Yes or no, spirit reverse? Yes or no? We're just mixing it up. I'm getting the number 7. 7 could be significant. 7 is a number of completion and spiritual growth. It's also a number that is like a spiritual path opening up, a cycle ending, a karmic rebalancing. Very spiritual number, indeed. So what do we have here? Okay, we got a reversal. So that is a no. Yeah, and with the Fool in reverse, that's like a sign of, we literally just got this card too. It's almost like maybe too much fantasizing and idealizing and not enough practicality. And like we said earlier, it's like, don't quit your day job for this. So Spirit's like, be careful of the amount of investment that you're putting into this connection. Yeah. That was your reading, my love. Thank you for being here. I hope that helped you and gave you the signs and insight that you are seeking. You're welcome. Yeah, and readings are really only supposed to reflect what your intuition is already telling you. So if you were already leaning on a certain answer, like that is definitely the best way to go about it. Yeah, you are welcome. Let's see, who else? Nothing there. Let me log in here. And again, if you did get on the list through Cash App, just let me know so we can check. Actually, let me do a quick little check-in. And if not, we will just log off, you guys. Nothing on here. All right, let me check Cash App. 1 second. Nope. All right, you guys, that is the end of the list for today. Tomorrow we'll be back on with another live. I'm thinking 10:30, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll set up an event as well on YouTube and on TikTok so that you guys are aware and you know. But for now, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Let's end here. Awesome. And for YouTube, this is my first live stream. So how do I end this? Let's see. Oh, here we go. Awesome. Blue Artemis, thank you. Appreciate you. All right, bye guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.